And we can say with great certainty, Houston, we have no problems today. Hi, everybody. Welcome into NFL Insider's Super Bowl Sunday edition. Always so great to finally get to this day, the ultimate day in the football season. Glad you are starting it off with us. Trey Wingo, Adam Schefter, Louis Riddick, the Commander-in-Chief. Bill Polian is here as well. And as is always the case, Chris Mortensen is here with us in spirit. Mort, hope you're doing well. We have a lot to get to, but Adam, there are really some major ramifications here that might affect how this game is played today. The injury to Alex Mack, not exactly what we thought.
Well, Trey, we knew that Alex Mack had an injured fibula. As it turns out, he's got a fracture in there above the plate that he had put in his ankle 2 years ago when he had ankle surgery. I'm told that if this were the regular season, Mack would be out 6 to 8 weeks, which gives you an idea of what he'll be dealing with today. Now, he is expected to get a pain-killing injection shot up. He will be out there. He will play. Make no mistake about it. But the question is how effective he'll be and how long he'll last. And I think there are concerns about both issues. There are no concerns with how a pass block stand there, but I think Alex Mack is known for the way he moves around the football field. And today, that movement could be limited, and you wonder how long he'll be able to make it through a game with that fractured fibula in the same way once that Jack Youngblood played in the Super Bowl with a fractured fibula.
Well, and Bill, I have to think this brings back memories of you for Super Bowl 44, where late in the AFC Championship game, your Colts against the Jets, Dwight Freeney went down with a high ankle sprain. He gutted it out in the first half of Super Bowl 44 against the Saints. Long halftime came as it always is in the Super Bowl, and he was never really the same.
Yeah, it brings back bad memories, actually. Yeah. The problem here for Alex Mack is twofold. On the one hand, the ability to run block is driven by your ability to use short, choppy steps after contact and power through a defender. And he can't do that if he's hurting. And as a result, they're going to have to change up how they block. And he's going to play Branch, a big power nose tackle, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Branch right on his head, straight up in a zero technique to make it very difficult for him. The second problem he faces is that the halftime is roughly 30 minutes long by the time you get in to the time you kick it out. And the problem there is that the injection is different for everybody. You don't know how long it will work. You don't know how the injury will react when he stiffens up during halftime. We try to keep Dwight going on the bicycle and with therapy, but in the end it was just too much. He couldn't go in the second half. And if that's the case with Alex Mack, even if Alex Mack goes all the way but is impaired, as I'm sure he will be in the run game, it's a big loss for the Falcons,
yeah,
no question.
I think there's a couple things that you may see change from a game plan perspective, right? Look, if he comes out early and he struggles and he can't move Alan Branch, I mean, look, Branch is about 6'5", 350 pounds. Maybe they come out and try to throw the ball a lot early on in order to try and get a lead, because if you're saying that Alex Mack right now can still pass protect with this injury better than he can run block, well, then it would make sense that if they don't have success early on running the ball, particularly on inside running plays, inside zone plays, then they try and go up top and see if they can get a lead early. The second thing that you may see Alex Mack do here is, look, if you can't power a guy out of the way and create stalemates, one of the best things you can do is go low and start to chop block and start to cut block in order to really start annoying big guys like that, because they don't like that.
Nope.
Big guys don't like people down around their knees and around their ankles. So there's ways that he can kind of get around this, but longevity is going to be the key here. Just how long can he sustain with this kind of injury?
The best thing Alex Mack does in their run game is get up on the second level. They even have plays where they pull him when he's running the outside zone.
Right.
And this is a zone blocking team. If he can't do that, they've got to change up the blocking schemes. They've got to wham block with the tight ends. They've got to wham block with the fullback. They've got to help him with a double team that stays right on the nose tackle. The good thing about that is they've known what this injury is all week, and I'm sure they've prepared alternative blocking schemes in the run game. But the run game is the foundation of their big play passing game. If they don't have that, as Lou said, if they try to get out there and go right away 3 wides, they're getting out of their comfort zone.
And, Bill, that's exactly the concern that I heard the last couple of days with this particular injury, him getting to the second level.
And just so people understand, it's a center. This guy was probably the most impactful free agent signing of the entire offseason when he came over from Cleveland. It's a reason why the Atlanta Falcons have more snaps with their entire 5 offensive linemen playing together than any other team in football. A big reason, as any other, why they are actually playing here against the Patriots on Super Bowl Sunday. Now, he's going to play with with that fracture. He will not be the first person ever to step on this kind of stage with a fracture in his leg. Terrell Owens did it most recently in Super Bowl 39, had 9 catches, 122 yards, despite breaking his leg and having 2 screws placed in his ankle 7 weeks earlier. Then there was Charles Woodson, played all the postseason, including Super Bowl 37, despite having surgery to repair a cracked fibula a month earlier. Teammate Torrey James played with a similar injury, and as Adam alluded to it, Jack Youngblood famously didn't miss a snap in the NFC Championship game or Super Bowl 14, despite breaking his leg in the first round of the playoffs.
And none of those players won in the Super Bowl. Not one.
Adam, why you got to bring the Atlanta Falcons down right now? All right, so because we're talking about the impact this is going to have on the Atlanta Falcons offense, we're going to get both team reports from Ed Werder with the Falcons and Sal Paolantonio with the AFC champion Patriots. Ed, let's start with you and the Falcons offense. What are they saying now going up against that Patriots defense?
Well, obviously they knew the Alex Mack issue when they began their Super Bowl preparations, yet head coach Dan Quinn told me he wanted Matt Ryan to have a very clear vision of how the 2 weeks would be handled between games, and he told his quarterback, hey, I'll take care of the team, and you do you. The message, perform your own role and don't worry about everybody else. The importance of that can't be overstated for a quarterback who's tasked with defeating a game plan Bill Belichick's had 2 weeks to prepare. For someone with no Super Bowl experience, Ryan has seemed very confident and at ease throughout the entire week. The most amazing ability Ryan's demonstrated in his MVP season is this. The Falcons have the most 20 and 40-yard passing plays in the league while matching the Patriots with a league-low 11 turnovers. Ryan's mastered creating bold plays and being mindful of protecting the football. He knows the importance of balancing the need for both in Sunday's game. Asked his mindset today against the Patriots, Ryan said, when it's there, let it rip. Don't hesitate for a second. If you've got the look you want, trust your guys to go make a play, let it rip. As for Mack, I asked Quinn specifically about that fibula injury yesterday. Here's what he said. Getting a chance to see him practice at full speed Wednesday and Thursday was really important for me. I wanted to make sure he could go do his thing, really just fly and haul around the field. He's such a unique player because of his quickness, so I was pleased to see that. A source told me just now it's not a structural issue, but a pain tolerance functionality question, and the unknown is how long he holds up playing 4 quarters with an injury that normally forces players to miss several weeks. For unique perspective on the Patriots on this big day, let's go to Sal Paolantonio.
Hey, happy Super Bowl Sunday there, Ed Werder. Of course, the Patriots are cognizant of the other players' injuries. This is a point of emphasis all week long in every week where the New England Patriots are lining up to play football. But I was told, listen, it's not going to change what they do on defense. Matt Patricia, the defensive coordinator for the New England Patriots, said, quote, this game is about points. Who wins, who loses are based on points. Red zone defense is the point of emphasis for us each and every week, but particularly in the Super Bowl. We know Matt Ryan can put the ball into the end zone. The focus, obviously, is number 11. Find Julio Jones when you line up in the red zone. I was told that all week they had different combinations of defenses to go up against number 11, whether it was Malcolm Butler one-on-one, whether it was Logan Ryan with safety help in a bracket coverage. The bottom line is they're not going to let Julio Jones beat them in the red zone. They want them to kick field goals in this football game. In fact, during practice, they had 2 number 11s in gold jerseys, Matthew Slater and Michael Floyd, trying to basically Julio Jones lined up as those 2 guys, and they said they had to have 2 guys because, Trey, they did not want to wear out 1 guy in practice.
That tells you how much they respect Julio Jones.